Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Episode number 99. Here we go. This is Awesome Wrestling Show, and a very important announcement before we get the show off and running. I'm Glenn, joined here by Steve. Episode 100 live taping will be Wednesday, September 14th, 7 p.m. is when the doors open, and we will be recording sometime between there. The show will probably be an hour, 2 hours, and you'll be able to come in as a listener, come in studio with us.
For free.
And you'll be able to sit down, interact with us, be a part of the show. You guys can send live comments to the show, via the microphone. You guys will have a mic in front of you. And then we'll have some special guests joining us. We're not going to reveal all the list, but we're going to have some of the AIW students being here. So some of your favorite wrestlers, from Frankie Flynn to Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham, Brian Carson, just to name a few. I think Alex Daniels is going to be coming in.
The Bone Collector.
Yeah, he'll be here. So some AIW students will be here, but also some legitimate AIW superstars will also be coming here. From Gregory Iron will be coming here and making his presence felt. And a few other wrestlers we might have in the works. We're not going to tell you who they are. And we'll be revealing the full list of possible guests coming to the show for September 14th. That's a Wednesday. The studio is here in Lakewood, Ohio, which is about 10 minutes from downtown. So if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, you guys can come hang with us. We're going to be going all night, from either doing a live show, from hanging out. We'll have food. We'll have drinks. We might go out to the bars after. So you guys want to hang out further. I know it's Wednesday night. People work and whatnot.
Tell me I'm not going to have to take the day off the next day?
No, I'm not going to get that wild.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we will be going out and having a good time and celebrating episode 100 of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. So this is episode number 99. So there's 2 weeks away from having episode 100. So what's next week? So next week, if there is a show, if something happens, it will be episode number 99, part B.
99.5.
99.5, and then 100 will be the 14th. So no show for next week, but if something happens or if a guest comes on, and Steve won't be here, but
Steve will not be here.
I will be holding it down, so maybe I'll get somebody in studio to talk some wrestling with me, and that will be 99.5. So there will be 100. We'll celebrate it. Make sure to go to Facebook on our Facebook page, and you can actually RSVP. We don't have a huge studio, so we can probably hold 30 to 40 people. That's pushing it.
Yeah.
And so if you're planning on coming, you don't have to come for the whole time. You can come and hang out for 15 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, the whole night, whatever you want to do. You can bring gifts. We will accept gifts.
Absolutely will accept gifts.
We will accept Ecto Cooler. We will accept anything for donations or whatever. I mean, we're just joking around, but if you want to,
we'll actually still have our T-shirts, because there's you're not going to be able to.
No.
You're going to be the only one at the September 9th AIW show, so that means we'll still have some. So if you want to buy a T-shirt while you're here, we'll have that.
So we'll have T-shirts here to sell. We might have our new one. I don't think maybe we'll definitely have.
Yeah, we could get that in time.
We'll definitely have the logo T-shirts. I think we have 6 left, from extra large, large, and mediums left. So we have 2 mediums, don't we?
No mediums.
No, so we have larges and extra
larges. I don't think so.
larges.
Maybe. What'd you give John? As we talk about this,
I think it's a large.
Oh, then we have 1 medium left.
Okay, so that's good for some small TIWS fan. So we will have T-shirts to sell. Please bring cash. We appreciate cash. And we will have some food, some beverage. If you guys want to bring your own thing, you're more than likely. If you want to bring gifts, you're more than happy to do that. But the space is very limited, so if you plan on coming, please at least let us know on Facebook with either a yes you're coming or a maybe interested, so we get a head count on how it's going to be. If we get an outpouring, more than 40 people, we might try to get somewhere to go to do this. But in studio, more intimate. Seating here is limited, but it's a nice studio, not bad. We're going to assemble the studio in a way that's going to be very listener friendly for the show. It's very open. It's not like a radio studio where there's confined to a room, soundproof room. We are wide open. So and we have right here in Lakewood, right across from Donato's on Detroit Avenue. So you guys can hang out, enjoy the show, interact with some wrestlers that are going to be here, and have
we'll
some
play
fun.
Some of our favorite clips, probably for you too.
Yeah,
from, throughout the year plus.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and we might have some surprise guests via the phone line. So anything can happen. I mean, you might have a wrestling match here in the studio. You never know. Some guys, these AIW students,
give John Thorne a few beers.
These AIW students might not, get iron, getting Alex Daniels going. Whew, something might happen. Daniels might be flying off the roof here with some kind of special move. But it's going to be a fun time, and we really appreciate you guys. If you can't come, we really appreciate you guys listening and being part of the show each and every week for these last 99 episodes. Well, 100 because we did 2 parts, but we've done over 100 episodes. But this is officially
we split.
There's a couple lost episodes out there that we have no clue.
A lost episode.
We have no clue where. There's 2 episodes that we have no clue where they went audio wise. So so there's lost episodes. But like I said, December 14th. That's written in stone. We're going to be here, whether there's 5 people here or 50. We're going to have a blast, have a fun time.
Great time.
And like I said, interact with some wrestlers. It's going to be a good time and be able to talk wrestling with us. We'll have some interviews, live interviews too. So it'll be a fun time here in Lakewood, Ohio for TIAWS episode 100. All right, let's get into the show. Make sure to buy our t-shirts. If you're not going to buy a t-shirt at limited sizing, go on Pro Wrestling Tees and buy our shirt. Link is on our Twitter page, on our website. If you guys want to buy a shirt and support the show that way, if you can't come to the show, you want to celebrate episode 100, buy a shirt. No better way. Support.
True that.
Thanks to Mr. Summers for sporting our t-shirt. Last 2 shows sporting TIWS.
That's the best
shirt. Very, very good support.
I wore my t-shirt the other day.
What t-shirt?
My TIAWS t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wore it the other day.
A girl has mine.
Oh, well, that's nice. Look at you. Oh, my. Wow.
Hoping to get that bad boy back.
Well,
I need to get that
I hope
back.
you're still on friendly terms.
Yeah, we are.
That's, you don't, certain shirts you just don't give away, Glenmore.
She'll be here for episode 100.
Always one you don't think you're ever going to remember to wear some other time.
She'll be here for episode 100.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
Hopefully
Good, great.
She brings it back.
Can't wait to meet her. She'll be the one walking in the door with your shirt on, and you're not going to get it back that night.
She's a small girl, so that thing is double XL.
Oh, boy.
That's like a fucking 90 on her.
Yeah. Look out.
All right.
Hey, who do you want to dedicate episode 99 to?
I don't know. Nobody. Why?
I thought you were going to have an immediate answer. Episode 99, we're 2 kids from Cleveland, and you don't have an immediate answer who this one gets shouted out to?
I mean, who you want to...
Rick Vaughn?
Dude.
The Wild Thing?
Let's keep it wrestling, man. What are we doing?
There is no number 99 in wrestling.
So what? So what are we trying to do? What are you trying to do here?
I mean, from time to time, we shout out numbers that we know, and this one goes out to Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn.
Oh my God.
I feel like he would have been a wrestling fan.
I highly doubt that. He was into commercials, deodorant commercials.
Deodorant commercials, upside down.
All right, we're getting way off tangent.
All right, go ahead.
10 minutes into the show. All right, so we have 3 topics to talk to today. About today, we have the first one about Kevin Owens and the possible of him not knowing the finish or not knowing the way how he was going to win the title. We're going to talk about this douchebag from ESPN trying to be smart, letting everybody know that wrestling is scripted, trying to downplay the whole genuine reaction from Kevin Owens' son when he won the title. There was a video posted about Owen, who is Kevin Owens' son, watching, and he's 8 years old, and it's a reaction video of him, watching his father win. So we have that, and we're going to talk about the 6-man tag team titles that Ring of Honor is doing, and kind of taking the idea away from other promotions, making it their own.
Yeah.
And we're going to discuss if that could work in WWE. So a little tidbits to end the show as well. But let's get into this Owens. So here's the thing. Taz on his show, which is a very underrated show when it comes to wrestling and just, a good show. I enjoy listening to it. People might not like Taz, but he's a good, entertaining guy to talk wrestling with. He didn't come out and say this as breaking news, but he was hinting towards it in giving his kind of opinion that Owens did not know he was going to win the match until Triple H, was tossing him back into the ring, and it looks like he was whispering something, and Taz is saying that he whispered, "You're going over," and just go with it, and he went with it, and that's why you get the genuine reaction from Kevin Owens.
Right, and nobody told Taz that. That's just his perspective,
Right.
having been on the inside for so
Yeah.
long, and how these things tend to play out, and having watched that match and having seen Triple H do that.
And that clip of Triple H, doing that is not anywhere to be found. If you watch it on the YouTube or WWE.com, it's not anywhere. If you watch the show, you can see it. So the other rumor that I want to say Meltzer is not reporting, but throwing it out there that Owens knew that he was going to win. Everybody knew that Owens was going to win, but the finish was changed on the fly to get a genuine Owens reaction, and the original order was going to be Big Cass eliminated first, then Rollins, then Reigns, but they switched Reigns and Rollins, and Triple H turned on Rollins. We saw what happened, and Owens did not know he was going to win that way, that's why we got the genuine reaction. Now, if I had to pick one of the two, I would say I would go for more Taz's opinion, because that seems a little bit more believable. But then again, you and I have been in the locker room, and then this show is we're not guys that think wrestling is real. We've been in the AIW locker room. I know it's indie promotion, but I've been backstage at Raw. I've seen guys going over the matches, very intense, and we've sat back and watched guys go over the matches. We know who's going to win, and it's a very, very, very complicated process of these guys getting the spots down, especially in multi-man matches, getting their spots down, getting to each spot and rehearsing it over and over. We see guys walking around in their minds going over their whole match. So it's a process. So I want to believe that, but do I believe that they didn't know who was going to win going into this match? I don't. They had to have known that Owens was going to win, but maybe Owens didn't know the exact finish, or maybe they changed. I don't believe that they didn't know that Owens was going to win initially.
Like Taz lends his kind of, I guess, his experience, so to speak, to it. As he mentions, and I think he brings up a great point, it's like you don't need everybody to know what's going to happen when you're going to pull off something like that. So Cass knows he's out first, fine, that's all he needs to know. And in Owens' mind, for all he knows, this ends with Rollins and Reigns. Hey, kid, you're supposed to go to the outside of the ring during this spot.
Yeah.
Because that always happens in a four-way match. It's two guys are in the ring, sometimes a third guy, and then typically, more times than not, somebody else is on the outside, whether it's triple threat or a four-way, right?
Right.
So he's on the outside, and that's kind of, to Taz's point, Owens could be thinking, all right, this is the next step. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then in his mind, the rest of the match goes like blah, 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 blah. I lose or whatever the case may be. However, Reigns and Rollins know the entire time Kevin Owens is going over. This is what's going to happen. And then so Triple H goes out there and tells him, hey, kid, you're going over, throws him back into the ring.
Yeah.
And you still get that genuine reaction. So, I mean, you could easily have tricked him and been like, yeah, no, you're losing, but then go out there and tell him, hey, you're going to win.
Well, Owens on a radio station in Canada had an interview, and he said that everybody knew in the match knew that he was going to win, like legit. So, I want to.
So he even said that he knew.
Yeah, I would say Taz. I want to believe Taz's story because that sounds a lot more cooler. Then again, I can see them changing it, and Owens is going to win, but they changed the finish, and Triple H said roll with it, and hey, that's how we get the genuine reaction. The reaction was great from Owens.
Yeah,
and it's genuine, and
he did a great genuine reaction of looking confused at first.
Yeah,
which is I think what made everybody speculate this. Yeah. And look, maybe we're just not giving Kevin Owens enough credit for his ability.
Amazing acting.
It's a kayfabe because we've said it so many times on this show. He is by far the best kayfabe, heel and everything that they have going right now. I mean, he just lives and breathes the character all the time, whether it's on Twitter or anything else. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him being able to do that. And I still think there is some sort of euphoria that this is it. It's going to happen. If you liken it to actual sports, if you're up in the Super Bowl or you're up in any sort of sport and you're up by 20 points, yeah, I think you start to think with 3 minutes, 2 minutes left, okay, I'm going to win this thing, and you know that that's going to happen, but it probably doesn't really hit until it happens, right? Until that clock hits 0. And for him, until, bam, here comes this pin, then that elation really kind of lets out. I would think it's about the same.
Yeah, I would agree.
Especially a guy like that that's traveled all over the place. I mean, his story well documented.
Yeah.
Not the kind of star we're used to looking at in a WWE ring.
Right.
Everybody telling him, you're never going to be such a champion. So, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it was good. It was, I like the reaction from him and the whole, storyline, Triple H coming back and everything. Now, there's been a lot of reaction to this title change. And before we move on to this douchebag from ESPN trying to troll wrestling fans, really quick, Vince Russo on his podcast, which is on Podcast 1 now, so he's moving on up in the podcast world, he said that, speaking of podcasts, TIAWS not featured on the Rolling Stones Top 18 Wrestling Podcast.
That's
pretty upset about that, but whatever.
We won't mention who is because you shouldn't listen to those shows.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Austin, Jericho. I mean, Chad Dukes is on there.
Yeah, good for him.
One of our lost episodes. With Chad Dukes. But yeah, no Pro Wrestling Sheet though. Satin wasn't on there. I was kind of surprised.
No AIW. The card is going to change.
No, well, I don't think they would fit that.
No,
it's a little bit different. But so Vince Russo on his podcast said that David Arquette is way over than Kevin Owens will ever be, which is absolutely absurd. Now, granted, David Arquette got the press for WCW, and it got all the Hollywood tabloids talking about it, which is what you want. And WCW was in the dumps anyway, so I mean, it got a lot of press. But if we're talking about being over, Kevin Owens is. I mean, come on. David Arquette as champion was like cool for 5 minutes, but Kevin Owens, his character, his shtick is absolutely amazing. Vince Russo and Jim Cornette are just like, they do not like Kevin Owens, and they have a hard-on for him, and they will defend their stance on Kevin Owens till the end, no matter how good Kevin Owens does. But Cornette tweeted out saying, "Why would I care about a company that I don't watch anymore, about someone I don't care about anymore?" Like, okay, really? I'm sure you'll talk about it on your podcast, Jim Cornette. And then Vince Russo obviously is trolling wrestling fans like crazy. But yeah, man, that's an absurd comment about Arquette and Owens.
Russo likes to put all of his ideas over as if they were the greatest ones ever. In his mind, I think he being champion and Arquette being champion still weren't bad ideas. And he'll give you a 10-minute story as to why his hand was forced to do that. Because there was nothing else he could possibly do.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to take what he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I like Russo's entertaining when it comes to like when he's not, putting down his opinions, on a concrete slab. When he's just talking general wrestling, he's entertaining or interviews and whatnot. But he's sometimes just unbearable, which is like I'm sure people listen to this show and said this is unbearable, but according to the numbers, been a few episodes that no one's listened to, so it's happened before. So everybody goes through that, Steve. Everybody goes through that, but. Obviously, Vince Russo has a bigger audience than us, so
yeah, you're just not a fan of Kevin Owens.
So upset that we weren't featured on the 18 Wrestling Podcast. If you're a TIWS supporter, tweet at Rolling Stones. Let them know about This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, because obviously they don't know.
They just didn't know.
We have interviews that other people. I mean,
they just went with all the big guys.
I mean,
we had the Young Bucks before Chris Jericho had the Young Bucks.
We had Samoa Joe that week that he made his NXT debut. I mean, come on. We had Seth Rollins saying that he would curb stomp Johnny Manziel over LeBron. I mean, we've had some killer interviews. We have Billy Gunn vaping on our show.
Yeah.
Love Chad Dukes. His guest list is very, very long, and he has radio. But it's no fair. He has radio the best. He's on live radio. That's not fair.
Well, his podcast is separate.
No, his show is live. Sometimes they're live. He gets a slot every Wednesday night.
Oh.
On the 106.7. Tweet at it. Tweet at Rolling Stones.
They had somebody else that they're like, they interviewed legends. They talked to Georgie Animal Steel. Where they get these guys from? Whatever. We had Terry friggin' Funk.
Yeah, Terry fucking Funk.
Way
EC3
better.
3 times. The only podcast I have him in 3 times, probably.
Could be.
I'm pissed.
We had EC3 on before Jim Ross had him on.
Yes. We had Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler, I don't think has been on the Ross Report. He has made out. He was on our show.
That's right.
We had Neville on our podcast before Jericho had him.
We had Sasha Banks.
We had Sasha Banks on.
Had Kevin Owens.
We had those guys on.
We had them on.
What other podcast had fucking Mark Henry and The Miz and Heath Slater? Well, The Miz and who else do we have on?
And we had Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas on the same. Come on, The Miz and Bo Dallas on the same show. Nobody. By the way, episode 100, you can see us rant live in person, December 14th here in Lakewood, Ohio.
How many podcasts have Eddie Kingston as a third co-host sometimes?
He's not. He's replaced.
Who's he replaced?
John Summers is replacing him.
Oh, Justin?
Justin Summers.
Oh, man, just call him John.
I was thinking of someone else. I was thinking of John Thorne, but obviously not. John Thorne's not a co-host.
How many other podcasts have had Leva Bates being serenaded to?
By some unknown indie wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, Colt Cabana.
Yeah, we had Colt. Yeah, we had 2 Colt Scorpio talking about doing weed in Legends House if he was on there. I mean,
we have it all.
We had it all, Steve, and we're not getting. We had Little Guido. We had Hornswoggle and Brian Myers together
with Little Guido and Billy Gunn.
Yeah, like who has that? Who?
I'll tell you who.
Who?
This is Awesome Wrestling Show has that.
So let Rolling Stones know. Tweet at them. Let them know that there should be an 18B when it comes to wrestling podcasts. We should get an edit, a footnote. This is Awesome Wrestling Show. Check it out.
There you go.
Give a link to the website. All right, let's move on to our second issue here. This is Awesome Wrestling. And that second issue that we have is about this douchebag from ESPN, and his name is Amin. ESPN, that's his Twitter name. So someone tweeted out the video of Kevin Owens, his son.
This is USA Today. This is reading.
They put out a video. He was overwhelmed and very happy. He's 8 years old. 8 years old, which is a target audience for WWE nowadays. And this guy, Amin, who has 80,000 followers, he is verified. He's on ESPN programming throughout. I don't watch ESPN because they use nobodies anyway. Like
Never seen this guy.
Never. I know.
Hey,
I don't know.
Your friend Michelle Beadle's on ESPN though.
Yeah, but she knows. She knows nobody watches. Love Michelle. Says until someone told him it was scripted. Wow, dude. Dude. That line has never been used before when it comes to trolling wrestling fans before. Good job, dude. I mean, proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back for that one.
Well, and for me, it's not so much that, okay, you're trying to troll wrestling fans. I get it. Oh, don't I know it's scripted? That's fine. But it's an 8-year-old kid, you douche. Like, I get that he's trying to be funny. My problem with it is the fact that it was an 8-year-old kid. That's like, somebody posting a thing about their kids being excited on Christmas and then you tweeting out, until they found out their parents were Santa. I mean, come on. If your biggest argument is that, that show's for kids, well, then you shouldn't tweet bashing a kid for believing it and loving it. And actually, we don't know that kid doesn't know that it's scripted or not.
He doesn't. I doubt Kevin Owens, he told us he likes to keep the magic, I doubt he tells him, son, hey, I bet he told his wife, hey, make sure he's watching, staying up late to watch the match. But I doubt he's saying, hey, I'm winning the belt.
Yeah, but I don't remember if he knows if it's scripted or not. You know what I mean? Like, the kid may know that his dad knows ahead of time whether he's going to lose. Like, Owen might know that.
But I don't think it was about that. It was about the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, so, for this guy, to the point of this guy tweeting, for all he knows, Owen knows that it's scripted, but it's the excitement of your dad winning something. You think, I don't know, who's got kids? Like John Elway or something, or remember Drew Brees, the iconic image of Drew Brees holding his kid with the headphones after he won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
All right, if that kid had been 8 years old, do you think that kid, it's that same concept? If the kid would have been excited that his dad won and accomplished this thing. And maybe, again, because that's scripted, well, whatever. But, I don't know. It's an award. Whatever the award is. You just, it's the excitement. Your dad is on TV. He's got the highest honor that there could possibly be in the wrestling industry. The kid was pumped about it.
Yeah, and
that's great.
And the issue is not about if he knows or not, but about this, douchebag from ESPN trying to troll. And he's been responding to people who have, tweeted out back to him, that, hey, wrestling is an art, which it is. Yeah, it's a show, but it's sports entertainment more than actual, physical. It's not baseball. It's not football. It's not fucking basketball. It's wrestling. It's sports entertainment now.
I enjoyed the tweet from Cody Rhodes. He basically said, look, don't respond to this guy. Just let it be. Not a lot of people knew who he was before he tweeted anything about Kevin.
It's and you know what? ESPN. It's funny that ESPN. I know this guy isn't a part of the wrestling, wrestling page for ESPN now. ESPN is trying very hard to expand their coverage. Not treat it as like legit sport, so to speak, because people are upset that they are covering wrestling. But ESPN, they are sports entertainment. They cover sports. They cover sports entertainment. They cover if A-Rod's dating Madonna or something happens with off the field. They cover that. So they're doing online coverage. It's easy page clicks. So ESPN, I'm sure the ESPN's not happy with him saying this because they're trying to. They have a relationship with WWE. They have a relationship with having people on every Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever they have them on. So I'm sure ESPN isn't happy, but then again, this guy, he has 80,000 followers, so he's doing something maybe right a little bit.
Oh, he's on television, on a nationally broadcast television station.
Yeah.
Should be pretty easy to get 80,000 followers on one of the most watched networks that exists. Yeah, it should be pretty easy. But you're right. I don't know. I kind of think maybe we see an apology coming on Twitter. And I think, too, because it's ESPN. ESPN also, who are they owned by? ABC, which ABC is a part of who? Disney?
Yeah. What's
Disney all about? Kids. And one of their people just tweeted mocking a child. So, yeah, I think we might see something here.
I think there's 4 stages when someone does this. Not for even wrestling, but for like politics or general idiot tweets. The guy makes a tweet, people get upset, rile people up. Step 2, the guy loves the attention, responds to the tweet keeps hating. Step number 3, too many people get riled up, and the asshole gets bombarded with tweets back, and he starts to, this is real life starts to come in, that maybe he shouldn't have done it. And then step 4, the guy realizes what he's done, and you're right, he will apologize and try to move on from this, but this guy has been tainted by the wrestling world and will never be looked again. Well, he was never looked to in the first place, but will never live this down when it comes to tweeting this out, especially towards an 8-year-old kid. If there was like a 34-year-old man, crying at his house because Kevin Owens won the title, like legit crying, okay, then maybe that tweet would be funny. But it's an 8-year-old kid. WWE, that's their main audience. Whether he's a son of the champion or not, that's where they target. And for you to low-hanging fruit, so to speak, with this little insult, just so you can, smirk while you're holding your phone, it's douchebag.
Yeah, I'm looking through his tweets now, and it's to the point he's trying to defend himself, and he's making the point that he didn't make fun of the kid and the fact that Owen has autism. He made fun of wrestling. But some people feel need to moralize their irrational love. These people who are tweeting at him saying, hey, man, you leave wrestling fans alone, whatever, that's one thing. And I get to people tweeting at him again about the kid. And, okay, he's clearly a reporter, right, on ESPN. If you are in any sort of journalism, what do you do when you do journalism? You do a little bit of background and research, right? Don't be such an idiot that you obviously saw, like the tweet that he quoted and put this on, he obviously sees that it's a child. You wouldn't watch the video first and think, you know what? Maybe that's not the moment I say something about wrestling fans because it really doesn't go hand in hand since this is a kid.
Yeah.
You need to know better.
Yeah. So he's just, he's basking in the, all the hate. He has hashtag hate hard in his profile like he's some mover or shaker. So, it's whatever. I think we've spent too much time on it anyway, but this guy's a douchebag. Send your hate tweets to Rolling Stone and to Amin ESPN. We would truly appreciate it. Make sure to tag us and we'll retweet it very, very hard. All right, final segment of the show before we wrap this baby up. Like I mentioned before, shorter shows, and we promised more interviews, but Steve and I were very busy when it came to AIW this past Friday night. Not able to talk to anybody, even though I brought the equipment. I was doing commentary. Steve was doing ring announcing. So we're going to be start doing a lot more phone interviews. So we might have a couple surprises for you in the future. But shorter shows. So this is the last segment of the show. Ring of Honor is going to now have 6-man tag team matches, and they're going to have a 6-man tag team championship. I tweeted out a photo on my personal Twitter. Myself with the Young Bucks. I said, hey guys, you ready to get this 6-man tag team title belts? Because I could be the third man. I mean, I can do some moves. I can do some stuff.
The Bullet Club. They've already got like 5 guys.
I could
they
be
could
honorary.
pick somebody else to just be a third person.
I could be honorary.
I think clearly they've grabbed this idea from wherever. The Trios tournament for Chikara is happening this weekend. They've been doing that for quite some time. As someone that watches Lucha Underground, that's one of the most exciting things there. And I get that Lucha Underground really is more a TV show. You follow the storylines and it's the drama and everything that's happening there. And then there happens to be wrestling on it. But it's still a concept. It's a show that has wrestling, and they do it. So you're still grabbing it. And people go crazy for that Trios. They do a tournament there all the time, and they have their champions, and those matches are very exciting. So they obviously pulling it from somewhere.
Yeah, it's very unique in Japan. Did you say Japan?
I was at Chikara, and then you're right, Japan.
So it's entertaining. You know, there are some prolific, 3-man groups that can compete. It's going to be an 8-team tournament for Ring of Honor. Bullet Club, the Cabinet, which is Rhett Tyus, Kevin King, and then Caprice Coleman. And you have the Addiction, which is Christopher Daniels and Karzarian, and they're going to have their partners. So I mean, they're going to have some high-profile teams. It's different, it's unique, and it's pretty cool that they can have a 6-man tag team championship belts, which is pretty cool for the Bullet Club because they can add it to a storyline and get more belts, which is cool for them. And my question is, would it catch on to WWE? Maybe. Now with the brand split, obviously not. But if it was, back to where it was, 2 shows, full rosters for both. I mean, New Day is a 3-man group.
Could you imagine you'd had battles? We already watched battles, but battles between the New Day, the Wyatts, and the Shield, 2-3 years ago? That would have been really exciting, right?
Yeah, then you have the club, maybe if Styles was with, the club still.
Finn Balor, if they threw him on there.
Yeah, I mean, that would be some entertaining matches. I think WWE has the 6-man stuff is way overbooked now with just random guys.
I was going to say, they always do it anyways.
So it's going to be kind of outplayed. It's not unique anymore. And then, New Day would make it entertaining, but WWE, even without the titles, they do random 6-man stuff. So it would kind of I feel like if they did do it 6-man tag team title, championship belts with 3 guys with the belts, that would be a storyline in itself with guys chasing in 6-man tag team matches. That would take away a possible, I would say, quote unquote, lazy booking. Oh, let's book 6 guys in a match, to end the night, with 3 different feuds. Like it would take away from there because if they did book that, like why wouldn't Roman Reigns and Del Rio, I'm just giving examples, Del Rio and Kevin Owens, why wouldn't they go for the 6-man tag team championship if they're booked in the main event for Raw?
Right.
It wouldn't make sense. So I think it's overplayed, but so WWE probably wouldn't do that, but it's still a fun thought.
They've always kind of pegged themselves on being the more traditional, they're the standard bearer, and the idea is they don't need to do things that are different. They need to do the things that exist and do them better and the best than anybody else. So I mean, get it. And for them, a 6-man tag match is still supposed to take on some sort of special, I don't know, special feeling to it. Like, oh my gosh, these guys are all going to be on one team. Not that we necessarily get that way anymore, but that's supposed to be the case there. And you're right, it would take away the lazy booking.
Yeah, it's a good indie gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a way for a promotion to set itself apart, in the same manner that TNA has a 6-sided ring. And If WWE were to take everything that was different about the different promotions, they'd already have done that once in a while, and they would have, and then they'd throw in these trios championships. But again, they're supposed to be the traditional company that does everything the best.
Also, Ring of Honor is saying that this is the first time. This is the new championship will mark the first time a major U.S.-based promotion has had a 6-man tag team title in nearly 25 years. So they're kind of disregarding what.
Yes, so they completely ignore Lucha Underground.
Well, U.S.-based. U.S.-based. Come on, Steve.
Well, they're based in California.
Well, I know, but.
So, yeah, I mean, or.
So the saying
what
is America.
Is Chikara based in.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, the United States?
Yeah.
They also do that?
Major promotion, Steve.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah, major.
Okay. All right.
Major U.S.
Well, so
based
they don't
promotion.
consider Lucha a promotion.
Not
Which,
major.
I mean, maybe Lucha's not a promotion. It's
Major.
a show. It's not a promotion, if that makes sense.
Can you name So, like, over 60 years ago, there was an NWA 6-man champions. Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors were 6-man champions back in the 80s for WCCW. You had the Freebirds and the Von Erichs often, went at it for the 6-man titles. So there is some legendary history for major promotions and major guys back in the day. Now, obviously, the Young Bucks are very, very well known, but come on, they're not Dusty Rhodes caliber. They're not on the same level as Dusty Rhodes. When it comes to,
Dusty's one man. They're a
I'm saying,
they're a tag team.
But I'm saying as
certainly as their
name notoriety.
If they are the Road Warriors to the Dusty Rhodes in that trio.
LOD is way more
They're
over Young Bucks right now. No. Road Warriors back in the day, 80s style, like with Dusty
I
Rhodes.
was saying the Road Warriors were. They weren't the Young Bucks because Young Bucks is a different style. I mean, we may look at this 20 years from now. Somebody may look at this and be like, "Oh, wow, the Young Bucks were one of the hottest things going in wrestling right then." Similar to you look at the Von Erichs. Like, look, I wasn't around to watch the Von Erichs, but from all the stories I've heard, they were like freaking rock stars. The Young Bucks are going around from Japan and everywhere in America like freaking rock stars. Yeah. So, I don't know. It comes and it goes, but. Exciting, I guess.
Yeah, be curious. I love watching the Young Bucks with Bullet Club and having them. I'm sure maybe we're going to win, but they're very entertaining. And this is I just like the idea how this major U.S. based promotion.
You're not even on that many TV stations.
Well, they're bigger than Lucha though.
I think Lucha's on. Lucha is in probably.
I'm not talking about TV. I'm talking about popularity. I would say.
Oh, popularity maybe.
Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor's. Well,
Ring of Honor's been around longer. You're right. So Ring of Honor's got that name. It's built up over time, and obviously has the stars who have.
Obviously, it's
come from it.
WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And then I would say Lucha.
Yeah.
For U.S. promotions.
Yeah.
Because New Japan is way over more than Lucha Underground.
But again, I don't even call Lucha. I wouldn't even call it a promotion necessarily. I would call it it's a TV show. That's what they are.
So we
shouldn't
talk about it on our show because we are a wrestling show.
Oh, but it's a television show with wrestling.
So should we cover Full House when they had wrestling? Oh, we did, didn't we? Fuller House?
No, it's a TV show. Yeah, we did. We did talk about it at one point.
It.
It's a TV show centered. It's a TV show centered around wrestling, similar to the Netflix show Glow that'll be coming out, featuring the glorious ladies of wrestling from the '80s and. Allison Brie from Community. She's hot.
I'd rather watch her.
I don't see her as a wrestler, but she's attractive.
I'll watch her a Mad Men wearing those 50s style clothes.
I love Mark Maron.
Yeah, he's good.
He's fun.
He's good in his own show. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. Netflix seems to have gold, man. Everything they touch turns to gold. Stranger Things. Whew, love that. Renewed for
season 2.
Have you watched season 1?
Nope. I gotta finish watching the ending of Lucha season 2, so I can get ready for Lucha season 3. It's a great show, man.
Watch Stranger Things; you'll be entertained.
Nah, I'll watch Lucha Underground before that.
I'll never watch Lucha Underground.
You're missing out.
On a regular basis. No, you know what?
It's fun to watch. It's not all flippy shit, man. I gotta tell you,
it's too much wrestling. It's too much.
There's so much big guys that are in there, so they can't just do flippy stuff.
I watch Raw pay-per-views, SmackDown YouTube highlights, and then TNA. I flip it on. That's too much. That's right there is too much wrestling for me.
It's a lot of wrestling. I'm watching all of it right now.
Well, that's on you, man. But
The only one I can't find anywhere is Ring of Honor.
yeah,
Ray Rowe, hook a brother up.
well, you can watch it online, stream it online.
Yeah.
It's free if you want to do virus.
How do I do that?
I'll show you.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Make sure to go to our website, thisisawesamewrestlingshow.com, and make sure to go to a Facebook page and let us know if you're going to come here for Wednesday, September 14th for our live episode 100 episode. If we have episode next week, it will be 99.5. We are planning on not having one next week, but the next one we possibly do together with Steve and I will be episode 100 because Steve won't be here next week. So make sure to go to the website. Make sure to go to our Facebook, our Twitter. Let us know if you're going to be coming so we can get a head count because there's limited space. Only a certain amount of people can come. I mean, we probably won't turn you away, but we don't want this place to be a sardines and not be able to move and whatnot. I want to be a fun, comfortable setting. Some wrestlers will be here. Gregory Arnold will be here. We have some surprises for you coming in studio, some interviews, live interviews, some meet and greets. They take photos and whatnot. So we'll have video guys here. We'll have some audio. So we'll have some fun, man.
Come check out my sweet tan from Florida that I'll have.
Yeah, check out my sweet farmer's tan from Ohio.
You can see that too.
We'll take some photos. We'll have some, we'll have some fun stuff here for you. We have food and beverages. If you want to BYOB, you can. Certainly you can. You can do anything you want. Bring your own food.
We're not gonna have a smorgasbord of beverages.
No, but
we will have some.
We will have some. If you want to bring us some gifts for episode 100, we will take all gifts. We'll take Ecto Cooler. We will take wrestling gifts. We'll take anything.
Big fan of Capri Sun.
Come on.
Just throwing it out there. I am.
I like Ecto Cooler. So anything Ecto Cooler, I'll drink it up more for me.
No, I mean Ecto Cooler is cool too, but I know one person exactly is going to bring Ecto Cooler, and I'm just throwing it out there for anybody else that want to bring Capri Sun.
Yeah.
As a gift for me, I'm happy to have that too.
If you want to bring wrestling memorabilia, we can have in the studio here. I mean, we'll take anything. So we'll see you guys on the 14th.
Hookers?
You can have those.
No, I don't want those.
Yeah, sure.
Tinder sluts.
Oh, God.
If you happen to know any of the girls that are 25 years old who work for USA Today and are in a 5-mile radius from Tinder.
Or they work at Facebook.
Work at Facebook. Let us know.
Let us know. Because we keep swiping right, and I cannot connect with them for some reason. If they do, they send me the link to some Tinder.
They're all 25s. There's a lot of hot 25-year-olds running around that work for those companies.
I know. Amazing. I've never seen so many hot reporters in my life.
I'd like to be that HR person.
I know. Definitely.
They're all 5 miles within me. I've never seen them.
Like I said, go on Facebook. Let us know if you're going to be coming here to the show for our live episode 100 live taping. We'll have some surprises. Go to the website. This is Awesome Wrestling Show. All our shows are up there as well. Go to our Twitter, TIA Wrestling. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We're on all the podcast platforms. And, we're looking forward to catching you guys for episode 100 if we don't broadcast next week. And go to AIWrestling.com for information for their shows they have going on, their podcast.
They just had one last week.
Yeah.
Great show.
It was great. And make sure to check out their podcast as well.
It's worth watching. A couple people who are headed on their way to the big promotion that were on that too.
And so make sure to check that out. Check out the card is going to change. AIW, we sponsor that show, so give us some love and give them some love. Great podcast for them. And we will talk to you guys, if not next week, we will see you guys for episode 100 live taping, and we might even live stream it.
We'll do it live.
We're definitely doing it live. We might live stream it for everybody who is not in the Ohio area, so you guys can watch us.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And partake in the festivities via your home computer. We'll talk to you guys then. See ya.